Hey girl, what's up? Welcome to the channel. And we are back with a new episode of Married to Medicine. This is season 12, episode 6. And it jumps off everybody is at Quad's house. Not everybody, but some of the girls. Heavenly, Contessa, and Angel are at Quad house and they are discussing Quad's trip to Ghana. And she is so excited that they're there. And she tells them that she has like 4 embryos that they were able to retrieve, and they're trying to go through the fertilization process with those 4 embryos so she can have a baby. They, of course, when they first come in, Heavenly is like, girl, did you come back pregnant? Because you are thick back there and everywhere. And she like, girl, no, I ain't pregnant or whatever, but I am thick, and yes, Lord. And she's like, I don't know what to say. So she was like, of course, they was talking about her doing it, her and King doing it 15 times a week. And she was like, girl, you could be pregnant. So they span back to last year when they had the couples retreat and they were all laughing and talking, and Quad and King said that they did it 15 times a week. And all the other couples got mad. Also in this scene, the ladies are talking about Quad asked them what happened while she was gone, and she was like, they was talking about the purse thing. So they tell her what happened with Toya and Heavenly, and Simone had the purse party, and Toya tore down the purse party, her and Heavenly. And so they're talking about Heavenly is saying, well, I wouldn't have went so hard if she wasn't talking about my baby. And Toya's like, well, she talked about my whole entire family. The girls were saying that Contessa and Angel was saying that Heavenly ain't been talking about, or I mean, Toya haven't been talking about Heavenly's son, but she has. And I don't know how people don't understand dirt or shade thrown at them, but it is levels to the shade being thrown. But we can definitely see and feel the shade that Toya be throwing at Heavenly. And they got the text messages. So I don't understand why the ladies don't see or understand what Heavenly talking about when it's talking about your babies. And I don't care how old your kids are. Try it on a good mom if you want to. But anyway, so they talk about that. And then Contessa was like, well, I wonder if Simone was the one that told Toya this stuff or whatever, because Simone is always looking up stuff on every cast member. And they was like, yeah, Simone does do that or whatever. And Quad was like, what? Why would Simone be doing that? And then they go back 2 weeks later or 2 weeks prior, and Simone is they asking Simone this, and Simone is telling them, because I'm grown, basically, because I can look up anybody I want to, because it's on the internet. It's there for me to see, and I'm looking at it. So she does that, but she probably do a little bit more digging than what, generally Googling does or whatever, because she talked about looking up Quad's Rolls Royce and checking the VIN number on that to see who really owns that. Why? Why do you care? See, it's that type of person that, like, what's wrong with your motives or in your heart that you feel like you got to go and investigate somebody else's life to see if they front and faking and phony, or if it's in their name, if it's in a company name, if it's in her man name. Who gives a damn? She ain't got to pay for it. And maybe she did pay for it out of her own pocket. I mean, why do you care, Simone? It says more about you than anybody. But anyway, and we'll get into that. So the guys are at the barbershop. King is at the barbershop. He comes to the barbershop and meets Cecil and Eugene. They all happy to see him and like, what's up, man, or whatever. King looked like he fit well in the group. So King is telling them, hey, Yeah, we back from Ghana and this, that, and the other. And, it was a good trip and blah, 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 this, but it's really, he basically is telling the guys it's really taxing on him and he's tired of it. Basically, he ain't saying it, he not saying it like that, but he's saying it in so many words because he has said so many times that he thought this was like a one and done thing. Don't mind my wig girl over here, okay? Because she need to be curled. So that's what I was trying to do. But I had to come on here and talk to y'all. But anyway, so yeah, he is saying in so many words or ways that it's just it's just really stressful for him and he probably is done. But he loves Quad. He seems to love Quad and like Quad. So he's doing this stuff for her. And so he's talking to the guys and they're saying, well, yeah, I neglect my needs because of her. But if I tell her, then it's going to be a problem. So Cecil was trying to tell him, like giving him scenarios like when I talk to Simone, I don't talk to her about anything serious when she's on call or whatever. So you got to choose the right times to talk about these things. And King, he agreed and everything, but it's still you can see that this is very having a baby anyway is a trying time, but trying to make a baby and you can't make one is something totally different. And and it's hard, and in the society that we live in, it's just a lot. I just got off of a panel video with my cousins, and we were talking about this, and it could have just gotten so much deeper, and it was deep anyway. But um, yeah, it's hard for a woman. I would just say that. So I told y'all that they was talking about she recapped the purse party and all of that, and Simone looking up stuff or whatever and all of that. Then we go to the scene. We go to Mimi and Steve house. So Mimi and Steve are at home, or Mimi comes home with their son. I can't remember her son name. Is it Jackson or Carter or something? Anyway, well, he in the car, they driving home, and he's kind of having a moment. And she lets us know that her daughter Savannah is gone to her grandmother's house for the week, and she gets to go there and she gets to be a kid, a 7-year-old, and not worry about her brother or anything like that. And she needs to have just some her time without being a caregiver for her brother. And I think that's a really good thing. But her brother is not taking it well, and he is adjusting to her being gone. And then he knows that his dad is home or getting home. And then so Steve gets home and he's able to take the baby. And I'm just saying baby because he's a baby, not a little bitty infant baby, but you know what I mean. But Steve is playing with him, and then but he's talking to Mimi. Mimi is telling Steve basically in so many words she done had a rough day at work. And I will say, when you deal with people and their emotions and their issues and stuff like that, it is taxing on you. I worked in social work for many years, and it is taxing and still do to a degree. So you always have to find yourself some me time to refill your own tank. So Steve tells her to do what she need to do to be able to do that, which is really good. And he got the baby and everything like that. He got their son, and go ahead and play. I mean, go ahead and do whatever. Me and the son will do whatever. Mimi starts to cry or whatever, and she like, I should be cooking for y'all and all of this other stuff. What is this? I knew something. She said I should be cooking for y'all and just doing stuff. But her husband is good, and he like, girl, it ain't gonna happen today or whatever. So he lets her just be, which is really great. So I know I'm all over the place because I ain't feeling comfortable in this thing. Hold on, y'all. I don't know, rolled over this thing. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So that's Mimi and Steve. So then we get to Heavenly. Heavenly is going to the restaurant in this crochet outfit. This white crochet outfit that she got on. And she is going to meet her brother. And she has a long lost brother. He is like 5, I think, years older than her. And she was saying how her parents, they had been married, I think 9 years or something before they even had her or whatever. So he was created during that time. And her dad was in the military, and it ain't no telling what Papa was doing, but that's neither here nor there because the child is here and he has children. He's married. He has, I think, 3 or 4 kids. Heavenly is telling him about her kids. She tells him that one of her kids are not talking to her. And he said, yeah, I done had one of them too. I got one of them. And so they just swapping stories and talking about their dad's side of the family and just still getting to know each other and stuff like that, which is really cool. And so she asked him if he would come to the family reunion that she's having. She's planning a family reunion with all of the cast and their families and her family as well. So he tells her, yeah. And so she said he'll be excited. The brother said he could cook, so I ain't got no problem or whatever if you need a chef. But she told him she gonna have all the food there. But they are doing a macaroni and cheese competition. So every family has to cook macaroni and cheese. They cook it the way that they want to make it. So you see everybody, each family, they showing almost each family preparing to make their macaroni and cheese for the family reunion. Hold on. So Toya's kids is in the kitchen. I can't remember which. I think it's her oldest son. He's making his bechamel and whatever else, his roux, and doing he mixing it up, and Cecil and I'm like, yeah, he get it from his daddy, and I ain't mad at him. So then we get over to Simone and Cecil. And Simone and Cecil are in the kitchen. Cecil is preparing his macaroni and cheese. Cecil is known to be a good cook. So he is doing the macaroni and cheese, and Simone is there talking to him and helping him out. Being a sous chef. I got too many cords right here, y'all. Anyway, so Simone talks and says that nobody appreciates her. Nobody appreciates the doctor. She says Cecil and the boys don't see her struggling, or I wrote that. And so Simone says she has decided, let me see, let me read this. Simone says she has decided that since people don't give a F about her, she ain't giving an F about them. And Cecil is offended and he like, what you mean? He said, who don't give a F about you? And then he was like, because I'm always making concessions for you. I'm always here doing this for you or whatever. And I'm always here picking up the slack for you. And to me, I thought Cecil just totally flipped it on Simone and made himself be the victim, and Simone is talking mean to him or talking down to him. I was like, he didn't even um listen to what Simone said, because Simone was saying, Cecil, yes, you are good at this, this, and this, but I'm not talking about this, this, and this. I'm talking about with our sons, with the boys, with y'all children. If you're not a good parent, if you're not a good co-parent, then that's a problem. And Simone is saying she don't feel appreciated and she don't feel supported by you as a parent, Cecil. I wish you would get that understanding, because Cecil goes on and he's talking about all this stuff about her talking mean to people, her saying nasty things, and him saying nasty things, and then they can forgive each other and make up at the end. And this ain't about nasty things, Cecil. This ain't about nasty things being said, Cecil. That's not what this is, boo. It's about you supporting your wife. You're not even listening to her. You're not listening to what she said. And I'm just like, it's that you can see Simone in this moment. It's like her spirit is crushed. She ain't saying nothing, but you can see her just sink. And I'm like, Cecil, he done lost it. He done lost her, because she like back out here like, I'm trying to tell you, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're putting it off as this, and it's this over here. Are you feeling some type of way? So you making it that. And I don't even understand it. As a parent, you need to be a united front. So I don't understand it. So anyway, moving on. We have so the next thing is the family reunion. Hold on, y'all, because I gotta turn this. So yeah, so the next scene is the family reunion. So everybody is at the park at this look like nice park. It got a big old pavilion there. Everybody is there. They are hanging out. Everybody's meeting and greeting. They got their own t-shirts on. They got the Rainbow Coalition, basically, because every family has their own color t-shirts, and they representing for the family reunion. And they have a thing that says the doctors or the physicians family reunion. So that was cute. And so I don't know, I think so Dr. Jackie was there helping she was there helping Heavenly. Then Simone them come up, and then everybody start coming up. So then Toya comes up, and they're talking about Toya's kids, and they do look so cute. Toya's kids are cute, and she was saying, y'all almost as big, y'all taller. And she was saying, telling Heavenly, you see how tall they are? They're taller than me. And she was like, yeah, they about taller than Cecil too, but they not quite as tall as Cecil. So then Toya says, now Heavenly ain't said shit, but Toya says, oh, your one son didn't come, or where your other son at, or whatever. And then she laughed. I don't know if this is editing or if she is really laughing right after she say that. It seemed like she is. So I would take that as a dig. So I'm like, oh my God, these people. But anyway, so I'm like, I would take it as a dig if I was Heavenly. So anyway, so she just like, look, don't get out here and start no shit. We at the family reunion. And so she like, I'm not trying to start no shit. I'm just trying to look for all the families or whatever. So she like, whatever. So then the ladies, of course, Heavenly Son is there. The youngest one, I can't think his name. Damon Jr. is not there. Alora comes and she's there. She asking Heavenly what she got on, and she said, I got on you. I got your clothes on or whatever. I'm dressed like you. And I just laughed or whatever. So she like, okay. But they're all there. Mimi and Steve, they come. Oh, everybody, I meant to talk about this. Everybody is talking about if they had family reunions or not. Some people did, some people didn't. Mimi had them on both sides of her family. Simone never had a family reunion. Mimi husband Steve, he don't even know his daddy to even have another side of the family reunion, and they make fun of that fact. And I was like, Lord have mercy. And I can't remember what Toya and Eugene said, but they also, I know Toya said it wouldn't be no outside kids coming up trying to come up and have a family reunion. And Steve and Mimi, Steve was like, that could happen to us or whatever. That could definitely happen to me. But anyway, because he don't even know his daddy. But I just thought it was funny that they were reminiscent, or they were thinking about, have we ever had a family reunion? Black people usually have family reunions. Have y'all had family reunions in y'all family? I grew up with family reunions all the time in our family. So we did family reunions all the time. Even when I was grown, we would do them up until a certain point, and then sometimes I would go and sometimes I wouldn't even go. So um it was just, scheduling, but it was fun. And then like um when you get grown or whatever, and sometimes you just don't even be messing with people like that. So you just need to be to yourself. Me, I need to be to myself. Anyway, so yeah, so they're at the family reunion. They all having a good time. Quad bring her whole entourage of family. They coming in deep from Memphis, and I ain't mad at you. Um, Angel brought her family. Um, oh, and I think Simone's son was peeping Angel. He was like checking Angel out because he said something to Simone in that moment when Angel was coming up. But I got to go back and look. Did y'all notice that? Because I noticed that, and she was telling him nah or something like that. But anyway, so Angel comes with her family, and she has a doctor friend of hers that she been in and out with for 10 years. Bernard, and she ain't got no kids with Bernard, but she been in and out of relationship with Bernard for 10 years. And so he is there with her. And then so they are fine. I mean, they just there kicking it. Toya is mad in the confessional because she want to know why Angel done brought some man here that ain't her relative or whatever, and she about to find out. Well, she been asking me to hook her up with one of Eugene's friends. Why is she mad? And then she talking about, I thought she was done with her hot girl summer. So what if she ain't? Anyway, I just didn't understand that. Oh, so Quad tells Dr. Jackie about the eggs and stuff like that. Of course, she is excited to talk about her babies and all of that. And Lord, I pray that Quad have some babies. Um, and Dr. Jackie feels for Quad because she says, I've been there and done that. And when you are in it, you are in it. And you don't think about nothing else but that baby. You eat, sleep, and breathe baby and baby making. So I kind of got that. And I mean, this whole little episode, I'm feeling for Quad. But anyway, so we still at the picnic at the family reunion. And Heavenly thanks everybody for being there for her. I mean, for coming out to the family reunion, and thanking her brother and his family for showing up. And she is just happy that everybody there. But they did say, her and Damon said, if nobody showed up but Damon Jr., they would be so happy. Heavenly did talk with her son, and her other son, and she was telling him, and in that conversation, he had asked her, "Did you call him?" And she said, "No, I text him." And in that moment, I was like, "Oh, the son is waiting on her to call him." Because the brother done talked to the son, and him and the brother, they done talked. They know, he know what the brother want. So that's why he said, "Did you call him?" So Heavenly, I hope you call your baby. Call him. Don't text him, girl. He want to hear and see his mama or whatever. Apologize, girl. I ain't lying. But anyway, and don't be, and if you ain't texting me, and I mean, Heavenly probably has texted him and told him she loved him and all this other stuff. But don't just be inviting your son to the family reunion and y'all ain't squash y'all differences. But I would invite my son anyway, even if I was beefing with him or he was beefing with me. So with the macaroni and cheese bake off or whatever, Toya cheated. Everybody in the whole place was saying the lady Toya was cheating. Toya cheated so her son could win. Um, I was saying in my cousin's video that I would have just told the people on the low, girl, just let him win. Girl, can y'all please let him win? Can y'all pick his thing? He only 15 years old, y'all. He been cooking all day. Been so excited. I would just tell the people, I wouldn't be doing all this other stuff. But I'd just be like, girl, have pity on him. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So Toya goes and she goes to Angel's area and she goes to talk to Angel and she introduces herself to Angel's family and she asks her who this asked to do, who is he? Are you related to Angel? Are you Angel's man? Da 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 this. So she did the whole 20 questions. Come to find out, no, he ain't related to Angel. Like I said before, he is Bernard and they've been on and off for 10 years. Toya asked, "Oh, so you want to be her man? Oh, so is that so you her man? Is that your woman? Um, is she good in bed? Who says all of these things? Because oh, so you must have found out that I was gonna hook her up. I'm like, what the hell? Toya's so foul. You don't say stuff like that to people. I'm like, she is messing up all type of girl code. Whatever you and Angel talked about was you and Angel's business. But from here on out, I would never talk to Toya again because she is not a friend. She ain't nobody friend. And there's not a friend like the lowly Jesus because Toya is nowhere near it. Okay? No, not one. Shoot. She ain't nobody friend. Sitting up there telling that girl business to that man. She probably tired of that man and she ain't trying to play with him, but she just said, come on and come on and come on. But you don't have no business telling that man, that girl business, Toya. It's just trifling. So anyway, we're moving on to something a little more serious than that outside of Toya disrespecting her peers on the show like always. But so we move on to Quad and King and they are at the house, at Quad's house, and Quad gets a text message from the hospital. And so she tells them, or she calls King and tells him to come to the room. She says, come to the room and so you can read, we can read this together from what they're saying. You know how you get the my chart or whatever. I don't know if y'all have my chart in y'all thing, but you know, excuse me, you get a report from your doctor. So, excuse me. So the report said that one baby progressed to a certain level, but it stayed at that level too long and then moved to the next level. The other three embryos, they didn't make it out of whatever stage they were in. And so now she does not have any more eggs. She only had 4 eggs. And so the goal was to usually have 6 eggs. She had 5, but one of them died. So she only had 4 viable eggs. I don't know why I turned that heat up because I done got cold. Anyway, y'all, excuse me. So Quad says that she feels like a failure and that and this is not fair and she doesn't understand why this is happening to her and all of this, and so she's crying. And then so King, consoles her and he's saying, well, we need to think about this and we need to be practical and all of this, and how long are we going to keep doing this, because this is taking a toll on us or whatever. And King has been saying this for like the last 3 episodes. Can y'all hear me now? It's very sad that Quiet is going through this, and I just hope that I hope and pray that everything works out for them. And she asked King, she was like, so you don't want to do this? And then so he was like, I want to do it, but it's really hard. Or it's not that I don't want to do it, but it's hard. And she just like goes into all of her emotions of not being able to have a baby and may not be able to have a baby at all, and him not wanting to do this with her. And she was like, you said that it was okay. And I'm like, girl, in this moment, Quiet is at her wits end, and I feel for her as a woman, because it is so hurtful to know that you thinking like, this is what I'm I'm created to give birth, you know? And when you're not able to do that as a woman, you look at yourself a little bit differently. I was saying in our other video that when I had a hysterectomy, um, I had to have emergency surgery to have a hysterectomy taken out because I would have died. I had a tumor. And at the time, early on, I was like, well, we can do whatever, to save my womb, because yeah, I was young and I wanted to have another. I had one child and I wanted to have another baby, at least one more. So that didn't happen. So I had to have emergency surgery, and you just can't take the tumor out because the tumor was like the size of a watermelon inside of me. So I had to have a hysterectomy. And with that, it was the best thing for me. But emotionally, it took a toll on me because I didn't feel like I was a woman anymore. I didn't feel like I felt bad that I couldn't have another baby with whoever I was with at the time. So I was thankful that I had my son or whatever. Thank God. But yeah, it was just really taxing on me. So I can understand. I can only imagine not having a baby and then wanting babies. You know what I mean? And not being able to have them, because that's just really hard. So I feel for Quiet. I feel for King because he is on the sidelines, you know, having his own feelings about the situation. That, yeah, he wants to do this, but it's very difficult. He thought it was a one and done thing, not like we keep doing this and we keep doing this. He had in his mind, he was only going to have his daughter and in life, and that was just it, because he had went, I guess, long time and he ain't had no kids. But he does have a child, but Quiet wants a baby, and hopefully um she will be able to have that and have the man that loves her at the same time. People rag on King because he is talking about um not letting this overwhelm you, or take the focus off of us, because they are in a relationship, and you don't let your relationship just die or fall by the wayside because you have this dream, whatever the dream may be. And I know that sounds crazy, but you never know how the dream is going to come to you. This way may not be it for you to have a baby, but this way over here may be. So, it's different options out there for everybody, or for most people, especially people in their tax bracket. So, we just hope and pray that they are able to have a baby, and we will see in the next episode how that kind of like plays out. And in the next episode, I think it's gonna get crunk because some is happening with Simone and Quad again. And I don't know if it's about her looking people up or whatever, because she is saying something and implying something about King. So we will see what's gonna happen in episode 7. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm tired as ever. And I hope y'all like this video. I hope you understood what everything I was saying. And I will holler at y'all real soon. It is the new year, and I have dedicated myself to learn all of these things that I need to learn to be successful on this platform. So y'all stick around and hang in there with me and pray with me and cheer a girl on, child. I need some encouragement while I'm doing this, okay? But I love y'all and thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Until next video, subscribe, share, and leave a nice comment down below, okay? All right, bye y'all.